The planet was a harsh, unforgiving world, with jagged cliffs, endless deserts, and skies streaked with green and violet clouds. Captain Alex Ryder and his small team of human explorers had landed here a week ago, searching for rare minerals that could power Earth's failing energy systems. The alien planet called Zyphora was known in galactic reports as dangerous, and Alex knew that danger was never far behind. The team moved cautiously through the rocky terrain, scanning for resources and avoiding alien patrols. Their suits were sleek, designed for survival, but even the best technology could not prepare them for what lurked here. Alex's instincts told him that Zyphora was alive in its own strange way, always watching, always testing. Suddenly the silence shattered. From behind a ridge, alien raiders appeared, tall, armored creatures with skin that shimmered like molten metal. They wielded energy weapons that crackled with dangerous light, their movements fast and precise. Alex's team froze. Most humans were untrained against enemies like this, but Alex did not hesitate. "Stay behind me," he shouted. His voice was calm but firm, cutting through the fear that gripped his team. Without waiting for a weapon, Alex stepped forward. The raiders attacked first, firing beams of energy that scorched the rocky ground. Alex dodged instinctively, rolling and leaping with the kind of agility that came from years of combat training. He closed the distance, his bare hands moving faster than the eye could follow. One raider lunged at him, claws extended, but Alex grabbed its wrist mid-air, twisting it sharply. The creature howled, stumbling backward. Another raider swung a heavy metallic staff, aiming for Alex's head. Alex ducked and spun, grabbing the staff with both hands. Using its momentum against it, he flipped the raider over, sending it crashing into a boulder. The others hesitated for a moment, their confusion visible even through their armor. Alex fought like a storm, each movement precise and powerful. He did not need weapons. His body was his weapon. He dodged, struck, and parried, turning the raiders' strength against them. His team watched, their fear slowly turning into awe. None of them had ever seen a human move like this. From the distance, a figure watched. Liara, an alien woman of striking presence, stood frozen on a cliff. Her skin glowed faintly under Zyphora's strange sunlight, and her eyes reflected a million colors. She had come to observe the humans, curious but cautious, intending to see if they were worthy of attention, or just fragile creatures doomed to fail. What she saw stunned her. A single human, unarmed and seemingly fragile, was taking on multiple alien raiders and winning. Every strike Alex made was precise, every dodge perfect. He moved not just with strength but with intelligence, anticipating the raiders' attacks as if he could see their thoughts. Liara's body froze, her hand hovering near the communication device at her side. She could not believe what she was seeing. Humans were supposed to be weak, fragile, and slow, yet this one human defied every expectation. Her mind raced. Could it be possible that humans possessed something her species had underestimated all along? The battle raged on. Alex's team gradually recovered from their shock and started to support him. One of them, Lieutenant Mara, grabbed a stun rifle and fired, distracting a raider just long enough for Alex to disarm it with a swift punch. Another teammate, Engineer Theo, threw a magnetic net, entangling one of the attackers. But it was Alex who turned the tide. He moved like a whirlwind, taking down raider after raider with a combination of punches, kicks, and grapples that left his enemies reeling. Finally, the remaining raiders, seeing their comrades defeated by what they believed was a fragile human, fled. They disappeared into the rocky terrain, leaving behind only scorched marks and shattered armor. The humans were safe, but their relief was mixed with astonishment. Alex stood alone for a moment, catching his breath, his eyes scanning for any remaining threats. His body bore minor scratches, but he was otherwise unharmed. He looked over at his team. "Everyone okay?" he asked, voice steady. "Yes," Mara said, still wide-eyed. "But how did you do that? Without any weapons?" Alex shrugged. "I've trained for situations like this. Stay calm, think fast, use what you have. Humans can do more than they think." Meanwhile, Liara remained frozen, hidden but watching. Her mind was racing. She had witnessed something unprecedented. This human was not just strong. He was clever, resourceful, fearless. She had underestimated humans for years, assuming their fragile bodies meant fragile minds. She realized now that she had been wrong, horribly wrong. Cautiously, she stepped down from the cliff, wanting a closer look. She did not approach Alex yet, fearing he might see her and react defensively. She needed to understand him, to study what made him different. She wanted to see if this human's strength was physical, mental, or something more, something she had never seen before in any species. Alex's team started to gather their supplies, preparing to move to a safer location. "We need to find shelter before more of them return," Theo said, checking their scanners. "Zyphora isn't done with us yet." Alex nodded, scanning the horizon. "Keep alert, and stay close." Liara watched them from the shadows. She was a scientist at heart, but her curiosity was personal now. She had to know more about this human, about his abilities, about what made him fight with such skill and confidence without weapons. She could not move, could not think of retreat. For the first time, she felt hesitation and a strange sense of respect. As the humans walked toward their next camp, Liara followed at a distance, careful not to be seen. Every step she took was measured, her mind analyzing, her eyes never leaving Alex. The way he moved, the way he thought, the way he led his team, it was extraordinary. She realized that this one human could change the way her species viewed all of humanity. That night, as the two moons of Zyphora cast long shadows over the rocky landscape, Alex sat by a small fire tending to minor injuries. His team ate and rested, still shaken but impressed by his performance. They spoke quietly, their voices filled with admiration. "He's incredible," Mara whispered to Theo. "I've never seen a human fight like that." "Me neither," Theo agreed. "He's different, somehow stronger than anyone should be." Unseen by the humans Liara observed from a nearby ridge, she marveled at him, realizing that humans, despite their apparent fragility, possessed courage, ingenuity, and strength that no alien technology could easily overcome. She felt something stirring inside her, a mix of awe, curiosity, and an unfamiliar admiration. The night passed quietly. The humans slept under their protective shelters, unaware that an alien woman watched them, studying one man in particular. Alex, even in sleep, seemed unyielding, his posture alert, ready for the world's challenges. Liara's mind replayed the fight over and over. How could a single human stand against so many attackers without weapons? How could he move with such speed, precision, and strength? Questions swirled in her mind, but no answer seemed sufficient. She realized that she would have to learn from him, observe him, maybe even interact with him directly. The thought was both thrilling and terrifying. By dawn, Liara had made her decision. She would reveal herself, but carefully. She needed to understand humans better, and Alex was clearly extraordinary. She would approach him, but on her terms and only when she was certain it was safe. Alex awoke with the first light of Zyphora's twin suns, stretching and preparing for the day. He noticed nothing unusual at first, but Liara watched him, hidden behind the rocks. The connection she felt was strange, unexplainable but undeniable. This human, this single human, had challenged everything she thought she knew about life. Strength and courage. The story of their meeting was only beginning, and neither of them could know how much their lives and the future of their worlds would be changed by the events that started with a single fight. The next morning, the twin suns of Zyphora rose over the jagged horizon, casting long shadows over the rocky landscape. Captain Alex Ryder was already awake, inspecting the area around the camp. The events of the previous day had left his team in awe, but he remained focused. He knew that the alien raiders could return at any moment, and survival on Zyphora required constant vigilance. Unseen, Liara watched from a distance. She had spent the night analyzing the humans and their leader. Every movement Alex made, even as he prepared their supplies for the day, seemed purposeful and precise. He carried himself with confidence, calm in the face of danger. Liara's admiration for him had grown overnight. She had never encountered a human who combined such strength, skill, and intelligence. Finally, she decided it was time to reveal herself. She stepped carefully onto the path toward the camp, ensuring that the sunlight reflected off her skin in a way that highlighted her alien features, but did not intimidate. Her movements were graceful, deliberate, and measured. Alex noticed a shimmer in the distance. He instinctively crouched, eyes narrowing as he scanned the rocks. His instincts were sharp, honed through countless battles. A figure was approaching, tall, slender, and unlike any alien he had ever seen. Liara's appearance was mesmerizing. Her skin glimmered softly, her eyes reflecting light in a way that seemed almost otherworldly. Who are you? Alex called out, his voice steady but cautious. He did not move toward her, but he did not raise a weapon either. His bare hands hung relaxed at his sides, signaling that he was ready to defend himself, but not looking for a fight. Liara stopped a few meters away, her eyes never leaving his. I am Liara, she said, her voice melodic and calm. I have been observing you. Alex studied her carefully. Observing? Why? Are you here with the raiders? Liara shook her head. No, I am not here to fight. I wanted to see how humans survive, how they respond to danger, and I have never seen a human fight as you did yesterday. Alex raised an eyebrow. You mean you've been watching me fight without weapons? Liara nodded. I did not expect such strength, skill, and courage. You are unlike any human I have studied before. I am here to understand, not to harm. Alex relaxed slightly, though his instincts remained alert. Then I suppose we can talk. But understand this, trust must be earned. My team's safety comes first. Liara inclined her head. I understand. I wish to help if you will allow it. The planet is dangerous, and there are more threats than yesterday's raiders. I can guide you, teach you about this world, and provide assistance when needed. Alex considered her words. Humans had learned to adapt and trust allies quickly, but only after proof of loyalty. Very well, he said finally. But I need to know that I can rely on you. Actions speak louder than words. Liara smiled faintly. Then let us proceed. I will show you what I can do. Together they began moving across Zyphora's rocky terrain. Alex led his team while Liara stayed slightly behind, observing every human movement. As they traveled, Alex demonstrated human ingenuity, creating simple traps to deter predators and using the natural terrain to their advantage. Liara watched closely, impressed by his problem-solving skills. At one point, they came across a deep ravine. The only way forward was a narrow ledge barely wide enough to walk on. Alex tested it carefully, finding secure footholds and guiding his team across with precision. Liara followed, her own agility allowing her to move quickly. But she noticed how Alex balanced risk and caution, leading by example. Suddenly, a loud screech echoed through the canyon. Alien raiders had returned, more numerous and better equipped than before. They charged down the path, weapons glowing with dangerous energy. Alex immediately took position, his eyes scanning the attackers. Liara stepped forward, but Alex raised a hand. Let me handle the first wave, he said calmly. Watch and learn, then act when I give the signal. The battle began. Alex moved with the same precision as before, but now he had Liara's observations to anticipate enemy movements. He dodged energy blasts, grabbed weapons from fallen raiders, and used his bare hands to disable several attackers. His team followed his lead, supporting him with technology and strategy. Liara watched in amazement. His combination of physical skill and tactical thinking was unlike anything she had seen. She realized that humans were not just survivors. They were adaptable, creative, and resilient in ways her species often underestimated. When Alex gave the signal, Liara moved. She used her alien abilities to manipulate the terrain, creating barriers and openings that helped the humans gain the upper hand. Together, they coordinated seamlessly, human and alien working as a team for the first time. The raiders, overwhelmed by the unexpected alliance, retreated once more. After the battle, Alex's team gathered their supplies and tended to minor injuries. Liara approached Alex, her expression thoughtful. You fight differently than any human I have studied, she said. You combine strength, intelligence, and intuition. It is remarkable. Alex shrugged modestly. I do what I must to survive. Humans are not weak. We may be smaller or slower in some ways, but we can think, adapt, and endure. We find strength where others may not expect it. Liara's eyes reflected admiration. I see that now. Perhaps I misjudged your species. You are capable of far more than we ever assumed. And you, Alex Ryder, are extraordinary even among humans. Alex looked at her, noting the sincerity in her voice. Then help us survive here, guide us. Together we can make it through this planet alive. Liara nodded. I will. But understand this. There is more to Zyphora than raiders. There are secrets in this world, dangers we have not yet faced. You will need courage, intelligence, and trust. Alex smiled faintly. Then let's face them together. Over the next few days, Liara taught Alex and his team about Zyphora's hidden dangers. They navigated treacherous caves, avoided natural predators, and learned how to harness some of the planet's strange energy sources for survival. Alex's barehanded combat skills continued to impress Liara, and she began to see humans in a new light. One evening, as the twin suns set and the sky turned a brilliant mix of violet and gold, Alex and Liara stood atop a cliff overlooking the vast landscape. "I have learned a great deal from you," Liara admitted. "Not just about humans, but about courage and resilience. You are different, Alex, and you have changed my perception entirely." Alex looked out at the horizon, his eyes steady. "We humans may be underestimated, but we endure. We fight for survival for each other, and sometimes we surpass even our own limits. That is what makes us strong." Liara nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. She had come to observe humans, to study their weaknesses, but she had discovered something entirely unexpected: their strength, ingenuity, and unyielding spirit. And Alex Rider embodied all of it. As night fell, they returned to the camp, preparing for whatever challenges Zephora would send next. Liara stayed close, no longer just an observer but an ally, a bridge between her people and the humans. She realized that with trust and cooperation, the impossible could become possible. Alex, unaware of the profound effect he had on Liara, focused on leading his team and surviving the harsh planet. Yet a subtle bond was forming between them, one built on mutual respect, shared danger, and the understanding that humans could rise to challenges that even the most advanced species might doubt. The story of their meeting and the battles they faced was only the beginning. Zephora held more secrets, more threats, and more opportunities for humans to prove their strength. And Liara, once skeptical and frozen by doubt, now stood ready to face the future alongside the human who had changed everything she thought she knew. As the wind howled across the rocky cliffs and the twin moons rose in the sky, Alex and Liara prepared for the next challenge. Together, human and alien, they would discover what courage, intelligence, and heart could achieve. Even in a world that seemed determined to test them at every turn,